1971 called for a new design. This new body style was more rounded and sleeker than the previous generation. A rear spoiler and trapdoor style hood scoop called the Ram Charger were now available as options, and the hideaway headlights were also relegated to being options. The trim levels remained the same. While the 440 Magnum was still available, 71 was the last year for the 440 six-pack as well as the 426 Hemi. New for 1971 was that the Charger line was merged with the Coronet, meaning that they shared similar parts, especially interior components. 71 was also the introduction of the Super B option, an economy performance trim level that lasted only 1 year. For 1972, the manufacturers had been struggling with government regulations for a couple of years now, so the pressure for cleaner emissions and higher fuel economy and lower insurance rates began to take their toll on every vehicle sold in the United States, and the Charger wasn't immune. For starters, the RT option was discontinued and replaced with the Rally option. Compression ratios were lowered across the board, and the engines received hardened exhaust valve seats to help them run on unleaded fuel. The 318 remained the base engine, and the 383 was replaced with a low compression 400. While the 440 was still available, the compression ratio was lowered to accommodate lower grade fuel. The Ram Charger hood scoop was discontinued, and many of the performance gear ratios were discontinued as well. Don't even think about asking for an extra heavy-duty suspension package, because that was also discontinued. The Charger received all new sheet metal for 73, although it looked pretty much the same as the previous 2 years. This new Charger was actually longer, wider, and taller than the previous year. The hideaway headlights were dropped altogether, and the SE models received a custom roof with a triple window design for the quarter glass. The 318 remained the base engine, with the 340 added to the lineup as well as the 360. Next in line was the 400, and finished off with the 440. By 1974, the Charger name had all been but defanged by government regulations and requirements. There weren't many changes for this year, as most of the options remained the same. The biggest change was dropping the 340 from the lineup and replaced with the 364 barrel. By now, the Charger had morphed from a muscle car to a personal luxury car. While the Charger was struggling with its identity on the streets, it knew exactly what it was on the track. Dodge had no plans developing the next generation of Charger for NASCAR because of the overall squareness of the body, which would make it a handful aerodynamically, so the 74 Charger body was allowed to race until 1978 when it was replaced by the Dodge Magnum. It was extremely successful in cup racing, winning the championship in 1971, 72, 74, and 75. Richard Petty was even quoted in saying that it was his favorite car to race because it was so well balanced.